Hello, I've got a script here, but you know me, I don't keep the scripts and I usually chat all the time, but this is for a record if you want to know. Someone afterwards challenges what I said and I said, well, it's here, there. But basically, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to the Arts Commission about the Conservative administration's support for arts and culture, which I was very happy to accept. My party has supported this sector over its time in administration and will continue to do so. And this is where I'm maybe a bit big-headed here. I personally support arts and culture in the city and feel that I have the best portfolio in the whole of the council there. But and this is, we're working with you, working with everyone in the city here. We're very fortunate to have a strong sector, and you know, I have, since I became the portfolio holder back 3 or 4 years ago, I've used the strategic officers, I've used the scrutiny committee, and I've taken everything to there, so we've all been up front in making decisions there. And I think it would prove yesterday at the council, I don't think there was any one speaker that got up and spoke against what we were doing in our part of portfolio for the council, and that is good. All right, we're not there 100% at the moment, but we're going the right way. And I'll tell you one thing about it. I'll read this out because it's very interesting. Probably a lot of you know about it already. The BBC are doing the programme Upstairs, Downstairs, and they're doing it from the Royal Pavilion. And the one that's going to be Brighton there is about in 1838. This is interesting. If none of you know, film buffs may know about it there. At the age of 19, Queen Victoria spent her first Christmas as monarch in Brighton. It took her, they came down, took 76 hours to get to Brighton from London, there for a start. She brought 200 staff with them, there for the ones there, and she was the guest of her uncle, William IV, there at the time there. So it's very interesting, from when we hear all those tales afterwards that Queen Victoria didn't like Brighton, didn't like the Royal Pavilion, and wanted it pulled down. And I think at that time, they did up the Royal Pavilion for her, and I think it cost about 5,000. I don't know what that would be in today's rate, 150 odd years later, probably be in the million, wouldn't it, you know, for doing it. But why I'm saying that is all the administration, not only us, through the last, since I altered it in 1979, from the Regency exhibition until it's open to the public all the year round, because up to then, Adam will remember this, it was the Regency exhibition was from the end of beginning of May, to the end of September. Then it was shut during the winter, and all the marvellous things in the Royal Pavilion were put on hold away and stored away. But through doing that, when we opened it the whole year round, it made the Royal Pavilion, we had a structural survey, and we found all the dry rot, wet rot, and the whole lot. And that's where, ever since then, we've spent money in the capital programme, maintenance-wise, to make sure that our palace is super, unless otherwise it could have been probably a wreck now, as some of the castles. And it just shows, even why I'm emphasising that, in Queen Victoria time when she came down, they spent £5,000 on doing decorations before she came here. So that's our plan. We've done it all through the years. Obviously, we've got a very strong sector here, about 60 festivals in the city, for example, successful library service, popular museums and leading art organisations, including yourself, based here, such as the Brighton Dome and Festival there. In terms of the budget proposal put forward by my administration for this year, I believe we have managed to protect our investment in arts and culture. There was battles, and luckily I fought and won them all there, so there's nothing. You know, we've got the libraries opening, maybe the rumours going round, you know, that we're going to shut libraries or alter their opening hours. No, that's all there. We've refurbished the ballroom. I don't know if anyone's been there, the King Alfred, and looked at it there. It's really super there for that, and it's all open for events, and we hope to get extra income and more dance, because that is very popular with the city now, dance, and hope to do that. Now regular concerts at the new bandstand, you know, so it is things happening. We have increased funding for Take Part, which includes dance as well as sports. So, I mean, a lot of sports, you know, nowadays, dance forms a part of it. And if you go to all these sports centres now, which are Bakeley Sports Centre, you see it always bit with the mirrors and that, and all for dancing now. So, though it's keep fit and sport, it is dance. And whatever, all the things we do are combined there for healthy living there. The greeter scheme was set up, you know, with them there, remind me of the old Promettes going back a few years with the and I think when we opened the greeter scheme, didn't we? We had someone dressed up in the Promets uniform going back 20 or 30, well, 30 odd years ago, wasn't it? There. I've just said there's no closures or any libraries and that. There is more that we'd like to do, and it's all. And I think David mentioned that, isn't it? The things and the priorities there. We've got to put them ahead. At the moment, we're spending money on, as I said, like the Royal Pavilion, on the fabric of the building. We are spending £80,000 on refurbishing the outside facade of the Hove Library. And I think all these things you've got to do, because otherwise they would deteriorate. The same with the Grange at Rottingdean. If anyone's been there, we've got all the scaffolding up because that building needed it, and it's a historic building there, and that's been all done up as well there. We're investing in the refurbishment of New England House. That's one thing important. Remember, we had Way Day London looking for the creative industries, how they could do it there, and how we could maintain in the city low-cost accommodation for the creative industries. And we made it, at that time when it was going to be redeveloped, we made sort of clause in it that there will be cheaper rents there for creative new start buildings, a whole lot. And we are 100% with the refurbishment of it, that the creative industry should hold a key part of it there. We will be continue to support, and this is important, we will be continue to support the inclusion of dart centres as part of the Circus Street development there, which I think is very important for the city there. We would love to see more filming in the town there, and I don't know whether competition is a bad thing or not, because we've heard, in the Argus recently is another competitor to the Duke of York's there, so it's, planning is different to viability, isn't it there? So whether there is room for another one, but as far as we're concerned, for the arts, we do it. And we're very proud of the record, and it's through the open houses, I think, and for the Fringe, as well as the festival, that we're getting more recognised on the outside estates of the city. At one time, I don't know how many years ago, 30 years ago, they thought that the festival wasn't for them, it was for someone else. And now we've got it there with everyone in the city saying, oh, that's for us now. So I think it's a partnership. It's not really only what I'm doing from our party. I'm doing it for what I think is best for the city there. And I don't get into political debates. That's what we're doing, and I think we should be proud of it. And let me just see, just finished, I've got it here. I would also like to highlight the role of the Brighton Hove in the region and beyond. We're a leading cultural centre, and many other places look to us as an example of how to do things well. We have a good profile in Europe, and I want to see us continue to build international partnerships and bring its international funding for cultural activity in the city. So the more we can go out and get joint partners like White Nights with anyone, if we can get as much European money as possible and it enhances the arts and everything else in this city, I'm all for it. And I'm the first one to defend if anyone says anything about Brighton and the arts there, and I will continue doing it. Thank you very much.